Hey ICOPA, 2012. It's wonderful to talk to you all. I know there's some technology issues, and so we decided to send a YouTube to you all about some of the work that we're doing around hip-hop, youth detention stuff, and detention abolition, detention alternatives, and the stuff that we're doing to create a national movement to try to keep kids out of incarceration. So my name's Anthony.
I'm Tessa Mortensen.
Robert Rivera.
Moses Jamin.
And what we're going to do now is read poetry from Poetry Behind the Walls. It's one of the only ongoing journals that is dedicated to kids that are incarcerated throughout the country in the United States. And so I'm going to read something, and then we'll just all go down, and then we're going to talk a little bit about our stories on what we do and some of our experiences of how we've engaged in Save the Kids and trying to work for alternatives to incarceration. So I'm going to read a poem by Anthony, even though my name's Anthony, and it's called Stressed. I'm so stressed in this place. I'm so tired of people talking about my case. I just want to go home, sitting here with nothing to do but write this poem. So I'm tired of having to fight, sitting in my cell from day to night. Does anyone understand me? My name is Anthony. I just want to be free.
This poem is called Hillbrook, and it's written by somebody who was in the Hillbrook Detention Center. The person's name is Tyree, and the poem goes like this. I'm in detention, I'm locked up, they won't let me out, I want to go home, need to get on the phone because they stress me out. They tell me what I eat, they tell me what to wear, seriously I need to get up out of here. And then I have another one called The System by Alani. I'm tired of the system, I want to get out of the system. The system is broken. It's not a place to be. The walls are white and the food is garbage. I can't sleep at night because I miss my family. My back is hurting, my mind is racing, my pride is getting to me, and no one will leave me alone.
The poem I'm about to read is called The Struggle by Bruce. Have you ever tried to cry, but tears won't come out? I'm locked behind razor wire, they won't let me out. Sometimes I wonder where I will go, heaven or hell, or sit inside a cell, waiting for bail, or only time will tell.
Okay, the poem I'm going to read is titled I Feel Scared
Just make sure you speak up.
by Drake Juan. And it says, I feel scared when I am around cops because they bother me when I walk around. They stop me for no reason and start asking questions.
Excellent. So if you pass me that pamphlet about Save the Kids, we have a pamphlet that we typically give out and that you can download off our website, Save the Kids group. But Save the Kids started in 2009 by kids that were demanding a reentry program and a mentor program and a movement that would create alternatives to incarceration of them. And it started in New York, and now it's a national movement in Chicago, Vermont, Buffalo, here in the Twin Cities, and we're developing more and more chapters all over the place. And so Save the Kids has 10 clear principles, and you can look at them online, and I'm going to sum some of them up. It's rooted in transformative justice, and what transformative justice is trying to get away from a punitive system of justice that demands somebody to be punished or incarcerated or locked up. And I think you all know a little bit about punitive justice because that's what the conference is about. Is trying to abolish, punitive systems and the prison system, the death penalty, and long sentences, and trying to create transformative justice, which is different than restorative justice. Transformative justice basically is in an equation, restorative justice plus social justice equals transformative justice. It talks about socio-political issues like race, class, gender, while not ignoring just that when we're talking about the victim offender. And that's what Save the Kids is about from a hip-hop activist perspective. And we really much, when we speak about these things in detention centers of the community, which Robert and Tessa and Moses greatly do, and we're going to be talking about that in a second, we always not only talk about the kid and their cases and the actions that they've done, which we separate, but we also talk about why there's so many people of color, et cetera, in detention, jail, and getting arrested. So that's what Save the Kids does, and it was named by the kids, for the kids, and then we just get involved in, are their allies, and we try to to do that and try to create more chapters. So if any of you that are listening to this YouTube right now, this video right now for this conference, please get involved. You can contact us, and then you can start a chapter in your own city and try to create alternatives and create a movement there. So thank you so much. What we're going to do now is just talk about some of the specific work we do. So Tessa, you want to take it away?
Hi, I work in the Center for Excellence in Urban Teaching at Hamline University here in Minnesota, and I started working with Twin Cities Save the Kids last year. We started an organization underneath Save the Kids called the Institute for Hip Hop Knowledge, and we wanted to create an organization that was dedicated to promoting a cultural and political relevant education with youth in schools. And so we formed a partnership with the only youth YMCA in North Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the only youth YMCA in the nation, and it was North Minneapolis, which is a predominantly Black community, and it was recently struck by a tornado. So there's been a lot of destruction with that. With our partnership, we hosted a few different kinds of hip-hop workshops. We taught hip-hop workshops on hip-hop culture and history. We talked about hip-hop and politics. And we also taught community organizing to the kids with a hip-hop perspective. So that's a little bit of what we've been doing with the Institute for Hip-Hop Knowledge underneath Twin Cities Save the Kids.
Cool. And we typically always pass out this flyer, so if you I don't know if you want to show this to everybody.
We can hold it up.
So I'll hold it up and put it close to you all. It says, "People change, don't give up on our youth." And it's a flyer that we give to teachers, professors, as well as the kids. And it's a picture of Malcolm X. And I think it's really fitting on our principles as a national organization and movement. So we give that out to the different workshops that we do. And I don't know if Tessa, you want to talk a little bit about the work that you do in the JDC, the Juvenile Detention Center in Hennepin?
Yep, every Sunday I volunteer for about 4 hours with a group of us. We go to the detention center and we do group building activities, conflict transformation activities, and we also spend time writing poetry, which gets published in these journals. So that's a way for the youth there to express their emotions and to articulate the experiences that they're having there in the detention center.
So,
and that's my intersection. When I am Robert Rivera, I'm the Assistant Director for the Center for Excellence in Urban Teaching, and my intersection is both education and culture. And one of the biggest topics we talk about is the school to prison pipeline and how the majority of our kids, of color who are going into these institutions early on because of negligence of the school system in the districts. And when we go into the juvenile corrections, when we see this, we want to make sure that they're aware what the system is programmed to do and not set up to make them succeed. So it's not just their fault. It's also for them to understand what part they played, but how to actually succeed outside the system when they get out, not to be repeat offenders. So I've been a teacher here in Minneapolis for 6 years, and then I came work here at higher ed. And what we try to do is really change frame of mind of teachers and administrators to look at how are they playing a part in this pipeline that's sending, from 10 years old to 18-year-old kids into the prison system, and also cultural perspective on how we're interacting with these kids of color. How are we trying to mentor them, or are we just trying to count them as a person that we're saving? I think all these different things end up deciding on the success rate of these kids. We talk about the United States being one of the land of the free, but yet we're one of we have the highest rate of population that's in prison. And like I said previously, it's mostly people of color. And Save the Kids, what we're trying to do is actually mentor these kids so that they know that there is a battle, that the system is working against them, but how do we succeed within that same environment? About a year ago, Anthony came with the idea of starting it here in Minneapolis and in St. Paul, and since then it's grown more than just the juvenile correction. It's actually at the prisons now. And along with my colleagues and students here at Hamline, we've had many different events held here on campus and off campus, speaking about the prison.